Right now at 4 o'clock, Erin's effects linger. The sun shining now at the Jersey Shore, but officials say the water is still dangerous today thanks to that powerful hurricane now hundreds of miles away. That power very evident today as many residents and business owners spent time cleaning up and drying out after that overnight flooding. It is Friday afternoon. I'm Brian Taft.
And I'm Sarah Bloomquist. The big story on Action News is the aftermath of Hurricane Erin's brush by the East Coast. Last night's high tide proved problematic. This the scene in North Wildwood where drivers ignored advice not to drive through flooded streets. Some communities reporting several rescues. New
Jersey correspondent Trish Hartman joining us live in Margate this afternoon, which was among the many places very hard hit last night. Trish.
Yeah, Brian, some of these folks say they haven't seen flooding like this in years, in some cases since Sandy. We're here along Amherst Avenue where some of the businesses took on water when the bay spilled out into the street yesterday during high tide. They are keeping an eye on this next high tide coming up after 8 p.m., but officials believe the worst of it is over. Inches of water poured into Maynard's Cafe in Margate Thursday evening.
We had wet vacs. We were pumping it out of the back door and it was coming in the front door.
It's back open and dry today. Owner Steve Troiano was heartened when a few patrons stayed to help his staff clean up.
Whatever customers were here, it was about 3 or 4, they just jumped in and just helped us out.
Rescues had to be made from cars and businesses. The Margate Fire Department helped about 30 people out of Sofia restaurant as it took on water.
A little bit of the ocean leaking way down here past this lifeguard stand.
This was high tide yesterday at Grant Street Beach in Cape May. Many roads were flooded up and down the Jersey Shore, including in Ocean City.
When we walked off 8th Street, it was completely flooded. People were like walking through it.
One couple was trying to make it to their relative's home in Strathmere, but they had to come up with a plan B.
They sent us a picture of their kids kayaking through the streets. Says that your car will never make it here. And since we always have loved Ocean City, we were so happy to come and see that it was dry enough for going around the puddles that we found a motel to stay in.
The sun was out today and people packed the beach. Bathing restrictions are still in place due to the lingering waves and dangerous rip currents. Many are only allowing in ankle deep. Governor Phil Murphy said today he was relieved the flooding wasn't worse.
Coastal flooding was the big concern, and that's where we had any of the flooding. Cape May County probably got hit the hardest, but also Atlantic Ocean and Monmouth.
Now, it is going to be a gorgeous weekend here at the Jersey Shore, and that is a concern for lifeguards because, again, those risky ocean conditions, those rip currents are going to linger for a few more days. Be sure to check in with Beach Patrol before you go in the ocean. We're live in Margate. Trish Hartman, Channel 6, Action News. Sarah, Brian.
What a difference a day makes, the way things looked there yesterday, Trish, where you were standing, and now today. Big difference. Thank you. Well, time for a check of your AccuWeather forecast and our attheshore.com camera looking live at the 14th Street Fishing Pier there in Ocean City, and some folks doing what they were hoping to do all this week.
Yeah, happily packing the beaches there today. Nothing but blue skies. What a welcome sight. Meteorologist Brittany Boyer in for Adam this afternoon, live now in the Weather Center with the forecast. Brittany.
It's definitely a welcome sight. Not only is it a brighter day, but it's also a lot less windy. We've got warmer temperatures. You can see some of the temps right now at the shore. It's 76 on the boardwalk, 83 degrees in Philadelphia, even temperatures in the 80s as you work your way well north and west. And you've probably noticed that bright blue sky today. It's hard to find any clouds out there. On our visible satellite, you can see some cumulus clouds up into the Poconos, parts of Schuylkill County, but for many of us, it is just a bright blue sky. And a lot of times after tropical systems, you end up with really nice weather. With the hurricane or that area of low pressure, you have rising air, which promotes the clouds and also the rainfall. But as Hurricane Erin continues to scoot well out to sea, we've had high pressure building in behind it, and we associate that with sinking air. And that's where you get a day like today, wall-to-wall sunshine. It's been a really nice day. What's not so nice is that we're still looking at some coastal flooding issues along the tidal Delaware. We do have a coastal flood advisory for tonight, and then still that coastal flood warning for our shore communities with the high tide cycle coming in tonight. The good thing to note is we don't anticipate things to be as severe as the flooding as what we saw last night, but we're still looking at moderate flooding for Barnegat Light, Great Egg Harbor Bay, also Cape May Harbor, Lewis, Delaware, looking at water rising about 1 to 2 feet. So again, there will be some flooding, but a nice weekend on the way. I'll share those details when I come back in just a few minutes, guys.
All right, very good, Brittany. Thank you. And of course, you can get the latest updates on Erin's lingering impact anytime on your phone by downloading the 6ABC app. There you can find any alerts impacting your community and more images from that coastal flooding.